Hello, hello. I'm super excited that you guys have joined me today. I am here today with Erica Wiederlight, and she is a specialist in burnout. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a second, there's a specialist in this? I know. And here we are today to uncover and unpack some of the simple solutions that we can try in our own businesses.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. This is going to be a really special and needed conversation for everybody. So I'm very jazzed.
Well, thank you so much. Tell us, if you will, just some of the symptoms of burnout. What can we start looking for if we think we might be on the edge of having burnout ourselves?
Ooh, such a great question. For me, this is actually little post symptoms is I start to feel it in my body. So maybe things like exhaustion, headaches, crankiness is a big indicator. So emotions we could also tend to frazzled energy. We could really start to track it. It's pretty simple, but it takes time to kind of go inward and see what's coming up for us. But the signs are usually there. And that's part of a big part of my practice is making space for folks to really have them check in with themselves and see, how am I? Especially in an industry like this that's always moving, quite literally, physically, mentally. A lot is going on. I teach folks, okay, in the midst of chaos, how can I find a little glimmer of peace? Which is a task. So for me, it depends. Everyone's markers are different, but it can be things physically, stomach aches, headaches. It could be emotionally. Why am I snapping at the silliest thing? Why am I angry? I know for me, it comes up as agitation. So there's markers. And part of this work is learning, ooh, what's my marker where I know, okay, I'm starting to enter burnout territory.
So, is it something that you see coming, or do you just wake up one day and you're in the middle of it and you're like, whoa, it already hit me and there's nothing I can do to prevent it?
Yeah, there's always things we could do, which is great. So there's always ways we could reverse it. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And, for everyone, it's different, right? For some people, they're more intuitive and it would be more bothersome to them, right? That they're like, ooh, I don't like that. I always use the word crunchy, but I'm feeling crunchy. I don't like this. And so right away, they could say, okay, time to flip it. And it depends situationally. Sometimes people are like, I got stuff to do. It's the holidays. I don't have time to look at my emotions, where other people may wake up and be like, wow, I feel really sad today waking up. So it manifests differently within each person, with each situation, but there are tail signs. And again, no matter where you are, if you're starting to get into burnout or if you're in the burnout, the great news is we can start to get out of it, which is great. There's a lot of hope.
In the house cleaning business, one of the first signs that I've seen, and it seems to be true for the people that I've hired over the years, one of the first signs for us is when you wake up in the morning and you're like, I just don't want to go clean today. I
Yeah,
just don't want to do it. It's not that you dislike the customers or that you dislike the cleaning, but you just don't want to go. There's really no valid reason for it. You don't feel sick. There's no real good excuse. You just kind of wake up and you're just like, I just don't have it to give today.
yeah,
And that's one of the very first signs. And then you have to say, my customers are expecting me and I have to go and I got to go do it anyway. And then it kind of carries over. When you get to the customer's house, you're kind of like, I kind of still don't want to be here today. And
totally.
it's just kind of this overarching cloud that's kind of like, here I am.
Yeah, I hear you. And I think that's so important that we could track that. Like you said, it starts with, I don't want to do this today. That feels overwhelming. And that's a big part of us undoing the overwhelm.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a big part of what I teach is how can we take, again, what's appropriate? How can we take a little bit off of our plate? How can we get to that place of, if you've ever heard of this before, resourcing, right? Getting back to taking care of ourselves and our needs and all of that. Yeah.
And our time is up
I
for today. It's just zipped right by. And I want to say thanks to all of you guys that have showed up today. But please, Erica, tell our listeners where they can go to find you.
Of course. And please, please, please come to find me. I love this conversation. There's so much more to talk about. As we talked about before, you can find me on my website, which is wethelight.org. You can hit me an email, keep the conversation going because you've really created such a special space and we all need to be held in this. So thank you for having me. I'm just so jazzed that we can continue this conversation off of this platform. So thank you.